Hello all, welcome today to this presentation titled The Fundamentals of Cloud Computing and Security Consideration, a guide for companies leadership. Now let's move forward to the introduction. Nowadays, organizations move away from traditional technologies such as the use of physical servers and desktop to adopting a cloud computing model which is actually more scalable, flexible, and equally cost saving advantage. So the idea of cloud computing actually has been around for decades, and it has had a significant impact on various sectors like the educational sectors, the health sectors, the banking sectors, and also this impact has actually gone a long way to provide the means for online learning and also securely storing of documents. So let's move forward to the types of cloud computing model that actually exist. There are basically three types of cloud model that exist. We talk about the infrastructure as a service, the platform as a service, and the software as a service. For infrastructure as a service, it allows the business or the organization to purchase the resources based on demand instead of actually buying the hardware. So, and this model is actually done with the use of with the pay-as-you-go model. An example of this can be seen with the AWS EC2 instance and equally Microsoft Azure. Now let's look at the platform as a service. Platform as a service actually help the developers to have their own platform where they can actually build their own software through the internet. It is accessible by the customers, but now here the management of the data server and also the security is done by the vendors. So organizations don't bother about the installation and also downloading of softwares. An example can be seen with Google App Engine or equally Force.com. The last one is the software as a service. For the software as a service, it is actually made available for users over the internet, and it is accessible. It is readily accessible and eliminate the need for additional downloads or equally installation. And in this case, vendors are the one that manage the installation. Vendors are the one that manages the data, the server, and also the storage. It is suitable for small and business size enterprises. An example of this can be seen with the Google Space, Workspace, or equally the Dropbox. Now let's move at the comparing let's compare the local and the cloud environment in terms of the resources required. For the local environment, the resources are actually being required need an upfront payment for the purchase of physical hardwares. Why for the cloud environment, the resources are actually available based on a pay-as-you-go model. For the local control at the level of the local environment, the organization are the one that have the full control over the infrastructure. Why in the cloud environment, it is a shared responsibility with the organization and other cloud providers. For the network requirement, in the local environment, the performance is actually influenced by the physical or local factors. But why in the cloud, the networks are readily available, which leads to high speed and equally for better performance and equally and reliability. For security purposes, the main security concern in the local environment is the physical security of the infrastructure that are found on premises. But in the cloud, the security concern here is on data breaches and unauthorized access of data. Let's look at the security in the cloud. When we talk about security in the cloud, security is a shared responsibility, and there are some security threats that can also occur, like spoofing of identity, tampering with the data, denial of service, and elevation of privileges. So organizations need to put in place mitigation strategies so as to actually minimize the risk of data being tampered with far ahead of time, like creating an incident response plan, monitoring the entire system, continuous patches and also updates on the system, and equally establishing a network access control on sensitive data. In order for organizations to actually have a vigilant and successful organization, putting in place these mitigation strategies way ahead of time is very important. Let's move forward to a virtualization platform. When we talk about virtualization, virtualization is just a process of running like a virtual computer system in a single hardware or a single machine. This actually helps to reduce overhead cost. It helps to reduce overhead costs and equally hardware costs. It is done with the use of a software called Hypervisor. But if organizations adopt a virtualization platform, they will enjoy reduction in cost, minimization of timeline of downtime, increase in IT productivity, which will also lead to greater business continuity and disaster recovery response. Let's look at a service-oriented architecture. When we talk about a service-oriented architecture, it is just a way of developing and integrating an application that defines a method for making software components reusable. Now, the when we the with the service-oriented architecture, applications and development uses existing services which can easily be updated and modified without actually affecting other services. In addition, the service-oriented architecture actually allow for the creation of complex application by combining services from different sources regardless of the platform. So it is highly available and reliable, and the service can actually run on different servers within the environment. Some of the components of the service-oriented architecture include like the application front end, the services, the service repository, the service buses. Let's move forward to the cloud deployment model. When we talk about the cloud deployment model, we are talking about the private cloud, the public cloud, the hybrid cloud, and also the multi-cloud. With the private cloud, here the enterprise actually deployed their own infrastructure through their own data centers, and it can only be accessed by the organization. It cannot be accessed by the general public. With the public cloud is made available over the resources are made available over the internet and can be accessible by any third party or any body over the internet. With the hybrid cloud, it is the combination of the private and the public cloud services. For the multi-cloud, it refers to the use of two or more public and private cloud simultaneously. Let's move forward to the storage, legacy, and equally the privacy issues in the cloud. For storage, when we talk about storage, it allows the organization to actually store and retrieve any amount of data over the internet without actually bothering to have like a data center. So it makes with the storage, the data are highly available for use and equally highly reliable because of the security purpose. For the legal and privacy issues is the main problem with cloud services. Therefore, data protection laws have to apply to sensitive data. Let's get a quick review. It is actually important to be proactive in cybersecurity. So let's get a quick review of what I have said so far. That is understanding of the cloud model, virtualization platform, deployment model, local versus cloud comparison, security in the cloud, storage, legacy, and privacy issue. So in cloud computing, it is very important to be proactive in cybersecurity. It means that taking action before a breach can actually occur. So this form of protection involve implementing procedures to actually safeguard against potential threats. So companies that adopt a proactive approach continually monitors and review their network data to ensure that there are no unusual patterns. Here is just a reference of where we can go to have additional knowledge on what have been said so far. So thank you for your time. Stay vigilant as we build a strong and resilient environment. Thank you.